illusion of being upright from a distance. I don't know. What do you think? Let's try a little bit of contrast here. Oh. All that light to blend. Going back down with the mid-tone. Slightly more contrast. Look at that, friends. Look at that. Let me turn down the zoom so you can get a broader view. The more contrast we do, the more it takes out all the smaller bits and just leaves the bigger ones. And turn the light up a little bit. Wow. Friends, I do not know what to tell you. That is just the craziest thing. Just the craziest thing. So even turning down brightness at this point isn't really taking out that connection. I'm a non-techie friend, so I do the best I can when I'm going through pictures and stuff like that. I'm just trying to get a different view of it in different ways. But you've got to see the filters on this stuff. Okay, so anyway, next shot. Okay, this one's now at 2:44 a.m. And as I said, Pete WDHCo, or WDH Company, an analysis video, friends, that proves that this object was moving. He put a grid line up, and where I had put that video on and left to go get Paula, and I left it there for quite some time in a row without moving it. He put a grid line under there and proved that this object is moving. And he did a fantastic job. I've never been, you know, one to ask other people to cover my videos, but Pete came and asked with respect and was willing to not have commercials or fear porn on it. And so, you know, friends, that's an honorable man right there. Please go check out his channel and subscribe. Okay, look at this, friends. I want you to see in this picture, this particular picture, how much was picked up. Look at all these little dots and bits in here. Look at all that. Look at that, friends. Wow. Wow. Wowie wow. Okay, well, I'm going to do a tad bit of contrast on this. Try to bring out just a little bit more detail, if possible. Turn down the mid-tone first this time. Try to get rid of some of that brightness in the main object here. Unfortunately, it does take out a lot of the smaller objects, but not all of them. Turn that back up a tad bit. Okay. Look at that. See that jagged thing? Whatever it is still there. So I want to shrink this down just a little bit. I want to go ahead and take out the color again. can see. Whoops, wrong thing. Again, I did this again. Went to the wrong thing here. Like I said, friends, I'm not a techie. I do the best I can, though. Okay, so back to where I was. Okay. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Look at all those dots and, well, they're probably not dots, but they're definitely separate little objects, and they weren't there in the other one. Wow. Try to take that light out so we can see these objects in the middle a little better. No, that's not going to work either. Well, friends, you're definitely going to have to see the filters, I'll tell you, because they just show a lot of crazy stuff. And Pete, you already know you have my permission, so feel free and use your filters and all that. But friends, I definitely want to put out the filtered version here pretty soon. So don't mind me while I just play with this a little bit. I'm just trying to see what different things do. So, but okay, well, next shot, because I want to show you, friends. I want you to see that there was like 2 pictures in a row I took that had already some other kind of brightness coming from them in order to light that picture up. Check this out. Oh, this one isn't it. Okay, well, we're still getting to it. So again, friends, most of these pictures do look the same, but when I had them all, you know, darkened and looking at them before, they do seem to look like there's things that have moved and changed, but some things just don't change like this. And the main things here don't seem to change, but I haven't looked at them that closely yet. So we'll see. But whatever it was, friends, this object was flickering in the sky, and that's how it caught my attention. Now I know this video is long, and I'm sorry if it's too boring for you, but I think that, you know, people have a right to see these things close up, and I can't do that by just slapping on some pictures with music. I want you to see this, friends. It's one of the most astounding things ever, ever. So, look at that towering bits. Okay, so I just want to get on to the next shot. I wanted you to see that. Oh, I guess I should at least do the saturation down on this, because friends, taking the color out and stuff like that sometimes makes other things more apparent. And just look at the spherical nature of this. And this out here, these look like separate objects. That is just the craziest thing. I don't know why, but look at it. It looks like it has a trail that goes back. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Let me do some contrast on this real quick, just a little bit. See what happens.
Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and the elite are running scared. In fact, just as the biblical narrative says, they are running for the hills in caves and caverns. No joke. And here's the crazy part. The mainstream media, actually Forbes magazine, is admitting that that's what they're doing. Check out this report from www.forbes.com titled "The Shocking Doomsday Map of the World and the Billionaires' Escape Plans." Now, this was put out by Jim Dobson, but this report goes on to detail, as you can see on the screen here, a map that shows a pole shift happening in America and what one man believes might happen to America in the event of a pole shift. Now, that's that particular doom map that is referenced on Forbes magazine. But the report goes also to talk about they are worried about an asteroid coming near the Earth and knocking it off its axis, and therefore causing a massive flood, or causing lots of problems here in America, or causing, ergo, the pole shift. This is according to the report. Not only that, but also Yellowstone erupting was another thing that was labeled, and also a massive coronal mass ejection, all listed as possibilities why these elite are running for the hills. Now, here's the thing. These are things that I've warned about on my channel for quite a few years now. We know the possibilities of a CME hitting Earth has happened before. Let's just go back to the Carrington-Hodgson event, which I did a whole entire report on. That's hit the Earth before, and had we had the technology that we do today, well, it could be EMP-style outage on the power grid there. That's the kind of things it could cause. So there is a real possibility of that happening again. And in fact, we also know Yellowstone is a real possibility. It's a mega volcano, a super volcano, and one that could go off. But these are things that we've known all the time, which is why I encourage everyone to prepare, have food on hand, have solar power that's going to be around on a battery backup system, solar.us. That's who I recommend, because they're portable and they can go with you anywhere, and they are protected in the event of a CME and EMP, and it's going to protect at least some of your appliances there. So that's the kind of stuff that I always encourage you guys to prepare. Make sure you have things to trade. Liquor, alcohol, actually a good trading trading item, bartering item, if crap hits the pan, so to speak. But stuff you want to have on hand, gold and silver, which is why I use Noble Gold, and keep yourself healthy, get the tea. But all that aside, here we have the elite finally admitting and going to places like bunkers. Now, I've actually done a few reports on them heading for the hills, but it seems now that the mainstream media is actually admitting that the elite are heading for the hills. And I never thought I'd see the day, but I was absolutely floored to discover that Forbes, of all things, was admitting this. Now, they have admitted to bunkers that billionaires were buying in the past, but this goes above and beyond just the normal bunkers. And as you saw from the report, explicitly detailed that the elite are in a panic. And I think, you know, what they're doing, we need to pay attention to, because a lot of times, what do they know that we don't? A lot of them have inside information. But either way, we know that's the world we live in today. Always a great idea to be prepared for anything that's coming your way. But I wanted to get this out to you. Again, I've reported on the elite running to the hills before, but this is different because now it's in the mainstream media, at least on Forbes magazine. I'm curious if Fox or any of them will ever report on it. I guess TikTok, time will tell. But either way, that's where it sits. So please make sure you are prepped and ready to go, whatever that looks like for your family, medical supplies, and everything of that nature. Anyhow, I wanted to bring you all that because this particular doomsday map is obviously causing chaos and panic. And biblically speaking, let's just take the biblical narrative here. The Bible does say that in the latter days, in the end times, they will be so scared of what's going to come on the earth that they panic and run for the hills. Now, I also have done reports on the past. If I can find those links, I'll leave them below. The elite and the powerful, the rich and the powerful, buying up land in places like New Zealand, among many, but New Zealand was one labeled, in which they're actually buying up mountains and caves and caverns. So, call that a biblical fact?
No.
I'll leave that up to you, but that's just interesting, and definitely what God said would happen is playing out today. Anyhow, wanted to bring you the latest on all of that. If you like what you heard, subscribe, share it far and wide. And thanks again for tuning into my channel. This is Lisa Haven, signing out.
Really? Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to knock the... Whoops, wrong thing again. I'm gonna knock the color out on this. Get one look at it, and then I'll end this video. And then, friends, please, I'm gonna make another video that's got all the filters and stuff that you've got to see. You've just got to see. Okay, well, go back and do just a little bit of contrast and all that. Take out a little brightness. Whoops, not that much. Delayed response again on my computer. Alright. Went the wrong way. I'm so sorry, friends. This is giving me problems. Like I said, this is my third attempt at this video. You'd not believe everything that's come against me to try and get this video out. So I'm just doing what I can. There's other footage where I did other things and showed it even better than this. Plus I have the filter. So that's it, friends. I'm about done with this here until I put out that other video that I already did before this one, because it does look different.
Don't think these are things that need to go ignored. This is population agenda in the end. That's what they're after. You know, people like Henry Kissinger.
What can I say?
Is to show you how much society. Wow. I'm sitting here is I want to take you through their website. They actually have IlluminatiOfficial.org, I believe. However, I do not believe that the real Illuminati has set up that website. But the reason that I want to take it to you is to show you how much society thinks this is a good thing and how involved they are with the Illuminati, thinking, oh, I want to be a part of that organization, when in reality it's a purely satanic organization that cares not about the average Joe, but wants that depopulation agenda in the end. That's what they're after. People like Henry Kissinger, George Soros, Hillary Clinton are all a part of it, and they're in the upper ranks. And you, those on the bottom, are nothing but a bunch of peons in their opinion. That said, I want to just show you how entrenched it is, show you money that has the symbology on it all throughout time. And I'm only going to show you a few. There's like hundreds of these things. But also the website to show you the mass interest from our culture, because I don't think these are things that need to go ignored. This is a hideous organization. We know that just by looking into Hollywood, or Hollywood. Let's go straight there.
I believe this is the one that Paula did for me. Paula Gilly.
Rated T for Teen.
Here's the original shot.
Let's go straight there.
This was zoomed up a little bit, I believe, or just cropped. Okay, yeah, I think it was this shot.
All right, so here we are on the official Illuminati website, and what I want to show you right off the bat is this logo. You're going to see that on all kinds of money. And again, I don't think they're directly linked to the real Illuminati. I think it's just a fan base, if you will, that somebody put out. I'm going to show you the IP address. But what I want you to see is the amount of people that are saying, yeah, I'm with this, knowing very well the satanic roots of this organization. But 44,000 on Facebook, 5.5 on Twitter, and Google 41K Why is that? Well, I think Hollywood has a lot to do with that. They wear their symbology and parade it around everywhere. Now, before I delve into some of the nitty-gritty of what this website is,
306,
I wanted to show you this
bright flash of light in and of itself. I do not know how my camera could 2 times in a row catch a lot more light without changing the ISO, friends. And then the final shot. And then that's it. So friends, I want to thank you so much for being patient, waiting for the pictures. And if you made it through this whole video, well, bravo to you. And I'm sorry it took so long, but just wanted to be able to zoom up and show you some details. So, Pete, I look forward to any more analysis you might have on these pictures, my friend. And friends, all of you, please go to Pete WDH Company, his channel, and I will link the video below that he already did the analysis of the original video. So please check that out. And check out Paula Gilly's channel. Friends, if you want to see where I was standing, you know, or where I was shooting, the video that Paula put out from when I was there, where she's aiming up in the sky and there's the sunset and stuff over there and all that, that is where the object was, only I was standing down in the yard instead of up on that porch that we were standing on while we were filming that. So anyway, friends, check it out. Much love to you all. Keep the peace, friends. Keep your hearts open. No fear. Please do not hold fear in all of this. We are here to see these magnificent, astounding, profound things that are given to us. Much love to all. Bye for now. Hi friends, this is Becky Lewis in Central Indiana, and today I am going to finally bring you these pictures from the night of the Alabama object capture on 6/26. First I want to make a quick clarification. In the video I said it was June 25th, but it was in fact June 26th because it was after midnight and I was looking at the wrong thing anyway, so it was about starting at 2:25 a.m. What you see here is the first still shot that I took, and then on the enlargement we have this. This has had a little bit of contrast done to it to bring out as much detail as possible. So, and also friends, before I go any further, I want to thank Pete WDHCo. This, I guess it's WDH company. I would like to thank Pete very much for his analysis video that he did on my original video. So please go over to Pete WDH company, or WDHC with a small o. I will have that linked below. Friends, please go check that out. He did a fantastic job of proving that this object is in fact moving. So okay friends, well, I hope you're sitting down. Let's go. This is the first shot close up that I took. That was zoomed in all the way. And the reason I'm doing this through my picture manager thing is so that I can zoom in and do some lighting and stuff like that. Friends, this is going to be a longer video. I just can't do it any sooner if people want to see this stuff all zoomed in. Now look at this, friends. Look at that. Zoom in a little more. Just look at this. It almost, I mean, from this shot, it almost looks like a bunch of crystals or something like that. It reminds me of a crystal for some reason. But, and as you can see, friends, it goes further out, and there's just a lot of smaller stuff on out. I just wanted you to see some of this zoomed in and all that instead of just going picture to picture, because this is just astounding, friends. Absolutely astounding. And we get to be here for it. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? There's just so much. Just so much. Okay, well let me get on to the next picture. Friends, I'm going to have to do a separate video after this with the different filters and things, because as it is, it takes a while to go through these pictures. And so, actually I don't want to go to the next picture yet. I would like to, whoops, let me do it. I would like to do some color change on this. I don't want to use color. I'm just going to take down the saturation completely so we can get, in essence, a black and white shot here. Wow. Okay, now I do want to go back and take down some light and do some contrast and all that. We'll see. See if it shows anything. And friends, please excuse the whining sound in my computer. I'm working on trying to get on a different computer so I don't have all that. Wow. That was just light. I'm going for
this is an IP address where you can look up the IP address and see where it's from, what originated. But it says it's out of San Francisco, California, one of the liberal capitals of the country. So for San Francisco, there, IlluminatiOfficial.org, you can see it was updated in just April of this year, so they're keeping it up. Map for location over around the Mission Bay area, and registered to daddy.com. Who is daddy? But here's their contact, their creation date, 2013, so it's been up for a little while, updated, and expires October 3rd, 2019. I hope it expires officially. That'd be nice, obviously. But who it's registered to, that's just the domain owner. there, that's all that is. But you can see some of the data for what's involved with this particular address. So back to the website here, what I want to show you is the About page, because people who are joining are obviously reading some of that. It says the Illuminati is an elite organization of world leaders, business authorities, innovators, artists, and other influential members of this planet. Our coalition unites influences of all political, religious, and geographical backgrounds to further prosperity of the human species. Let me say one thing, the goal here is not to further the prosperity of the human species. Obviously, it's a depopulation agenda, sterilants in the water, and ultimately control over you. If you're members of this, you're just a peon to them, and they will access and want that control. Now, let me also say this. I have done a few reports on this website before, but I think we need to keep it fresh in people's mind to understand the style of folks that I guess we're dealing with. But it gets into some of the symbols, which we all know the symbols. I don't want to get into that, but they have books. You can open up the book. The mark, that sounds a lot like the mark of the beast in biblical prophecy. The pyramid is one, the light around the eye of Ra, and they all think that they'll live eternally. That's kind of what the Illuminati also believes in. I think some think they're gods, but lots of different. They had other books there as well. Wealth of the Illuminati, billionaires giving a pledge. So I'm curious, if people are actually donating to these kooks and where the money is really going, but they show pictures of people here, and I just thought that was interesting, who are saying they're billionaires. Some you probably may know as billionaires, but who knows if this is the legit or not. But as I said, I think it's just a ploy, I think it's a front, because in the end, they care not about you. They don't care about you. To be frank, but this is a pretty long list here, and a lot of it is linked to Rothschilds and the whole banking family. But you kind of get an idea there. You can join, contacts, illumination. That's just more of their videos and whatnot. But we are always watching out for you. Better yet, we are always watching you. Now, what I want to do is show you how ingrained it is in our culture. I don't think that I have to show you on Hollywood, because Hollywood's pretty obvious. But right here is a Solus 1792. I believe that's a French Solus. If you notice here at the very top, you can see the Eye of the Illuminati. This is some of the money and symbolism that has been all over our money for a reason. It's not just there to be there. You'll notice the Eye of Ra, you notice the pyramid, you'll notice owls, all these things pretty much on all the bills. Here we have a Ukrainian 500 note, and you can see down here on that side we have the Eye of the Illuminati. They're connecting the federal building, if you will. Moving on, here is an Australian 100 shilling, and you can see she's got her eye up here, but more shockingly, again, we have the pyramid in the eye, and then the Pentagon, which has a lot of the satanic notions, but there's the eye there. You saw that one. Moving on to the Portugal note here, you can see the pyramid and faint eye, if you will, or in the center. Moving on, this one here is the World Expo 88, and I believe that would be Australian Expo dollar. You can see the pyramid right here with the eye on top. And of course, we have the American dollar. We have all kinds of symbolism on this bad boy. There is an owl you guys are aware of, and obviously the eye at the very top of the pyramid there. Keep in mind, there are multiple others of these. I just picked about 5 or 6 to show you so you can get an idea.
Here's the thing, people like Beyonce have admitted, this one that I'll show you, she admitted to being a Illuminati member on Oprah Winfrey, many others. Angelina Jolie, if you've not seen the video clip of her admitting that they do Illuminati rituals on her, I'm going to leave a link below, and you can click that and check it. But there's hundreds of these. You guys can Google it and see that there is a lot. But what I want to do is just put out there that we must not forget who the real people are that are pulling the strings, and they're attempting to do things, you know, like usher in the New World Order, bring that depopulation agenda. Agenda 21 is part of that, or now Agenda 2030. Obviously, global cooling, global warming, climate change scam is a part of that.
Video as well. I just won't put comments on it. You can refer them to the main video. We'll just turn the sound down because I did other work on those while I was on the video. Wow. Just wow. Take down the mid-tone or the saturation on that all the way. A little tiny bit of contrast. Wow. And Kitty's coughing. Poor little girl. She's been outside last couple of days, breathing those chemtrails, friends. Even my cats go through coughing. Well, the two I have left now, she's the only one that goes outside. But, okay, well, next shot. Okay, friends. Here's yet another one. This might be the copy of the one from before.
That agenda as well.
That one was probably an enlargement. You have got to see the filters and stuff though, friends. Just absolutely crazy. Wow. Whoops, wrong thing. Pardon my silence here, friends, while I concentrate on this. I don't really know what to say. I just don't know what to say, friends. This is beyond my comprehension. I don't know what to say about it. I really don't. I mean, it is what it is. I can't help whatever it is that I filmed, friends. I just can't help whatever this is. But I know it is so astounding and amazing, and I know I feel so grateful to be here in these days, friends. And I feel that now more than ever is the time to lift each other up in love and do everything we can to help in any way that we can, anywhere that we can. This is one of the most astounding things that I have ever seen in my life, friends. And I just can't help but feel so grateful to be here. Let's move on. Okay, here's the next shot that I did from far away. And then zoomed in. Well, guess it doesn't matter. It didn't come out in the computer, so let me go ahead and just do this. So there you have it, friends. That's the far away shot. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down a little more. Maybe not. This one's already been worked with light and contrast, I think. Looks like it anyway. Yeah. Wow. We'll turn down some light here all the way to the end and see. Wow. This is mid-tone going back up. Turn some brightness back down. Wow, why won't that head though light like tone down? This is brightness going all the way down. Back up. Huh. Okay, friends, well, I don't know. It is what it is. Let's go to the next shot. So this was the far away shot. And then I zoomed back in again. Whoops. Here we go. Now on most all of these, you see the kind of brightness that's around that, right? But you can just see some of this out here. I'm going to turn the brightness up. So it requires turning the brightness up and contrast and all that to bring out more of these outer edges, okay? But what I really find interesting, friends, is that for a couple of shots in a row that I took, it was like very lighted around it. Here's the next shot, and I'll show you those two really lighted shots here in just a minute. So I want to go on this one, I want to go ahead and go back to the saturation, take out the color. Wow, look at that, friends. Just look at that. Take this back down so you can see. Wow, that is astounding. I'm going to go back to the light and contrast here. Oops. Well, I don't want the light to blow out because I want you to see this. I want you to see this. Look at that. Is that crazy? Now, friends, look at this. To me, these almost look like dipped craters, or I don't know what. I don't know what. But it's just, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Let me enlarge it a little more so you can see this. Hang on. Turn down the mid-tone a little more because I want you to see those edges. Brightness. Well, I guess that glowing's going down as far as it's going to for this purpose. Okay. So anyway, friends, you can see, if you can see what I see, it's like edges on these things. Actual edges that to me almost seem to stand out. Let me turn this mid-tone down a little more. Look at that. See how it looks like it's like raised or something right there? To me, it does. So who knows? I mean, is this light emitting out of this object or what? Okay, let me zoom this back down so you can see the whole thing. Okay, I'm going to play with it just a little more here. just, wow. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that, friends. I just don't even know what to say to that. Look at that. Look at that. That is very, very tight there. Let me turn this back up. Okay, I don't want that blended light there. So friends, I will get to the filters and things like that. You have to see these objects in the other things that I've done and show this. This is just, it's just astounding, and there's no way that I can prove any of this to you. I'm just showing you what I got, and that's all I can do. It's up to any of you to decide what you think it is. But friends, please, please do not live in fear over every single thing that we see. These wonders are here to amaze you, astound you, and blow your mind. I know it is mine. Wow. So, okay, well, next shot. Okay. This one. And again, friends, once we go through this, and
but please, please, please share this far and wide, because people need to know that these organizations exist. They need to know what they're looking at when is what the UFO.
They're already doing it of itself, but today by creating maps such as Muslim Brotherhood, all these things, because it creates tension and division, and that's what they want. 14, to export religious liberation ideas around the world so as to undermine existing religion, to cause the total
whatever it is.
Stuff at the United Nations gets ignored. You're never going to see it in the mainstream media, and it's something that really needs to be talked about, because they're pushing, like you said, the globalist agenda in our school systems, and starting, from babies on up, if you will, until they're here, until they're brainwashed to think that, George Orwell 1984 mentality. Now, can you tell me what are some of the latest United Nations agendas that are going ignored? We know there's 17 goal agenda, but what are some of the things that are happening right now that are getting overlooked in the mainstream media?
Color here.
The biggest thing that that I see, the big picture, is that there was three major events at the United Nations that were orchestrated together. They weren't just independent things. Like, for instance, the climate change agreement in Paris in 2015. That was one thing. But right before that, you had the 2030 Agenda Conference in September. And then last year, you had the Habitat 3 Conference in Quito, Ecuador. These three, and that produced the new Urban Agenda document. These three events were orchestrated, I call it a troika. They were orchestrated together to push forward to the next 10 to 15 years to transform the world. Deep transformation, they call it. Basically, they're re-engineering society. They're re-engineering our cities. They're re-engineering our rural areas. Actually, all the people that think they're safe that move to rural, out in a rural house somewhere. I wish that was me, but they're all going to be assigned to a global, to a city, and they will fall under all the regulations and all the rules and stuff that they're going to put in place. And the United Nations is just racing right now to make this stuff happen, to put this agenda into effect, especially in light of the populism movement around the world, like in our country and in Europe, they're experiencing it as well. The United Nations is racing to implement all of their agendas, and it's not just one agenda. You can't say, well, it's Agenda 21. It's much bigger than that now. It's comprehensive, it's pervasive, it's the worst case of crabgrass your lawn ever had.
Wow.
And it's spreading throughout
Friends,
the world.
I do not know what to tell you.
Now,
just
I've read a couple of sites. I think it's called America 2050, where they show everyone merged into these mega cities. Like I think they had 11, if I'm quoting that right, but 11 different mega cities that they want to push people into. And like you said, they do plan on assigning us to certain cities. Now, with Donald Trump in office, I know he's talked about cutting the funding to the UN, though it hasn't officially been done, or at least, widening the burden there. Do you see a kink in their wire or their agenda, or is it going to continue to press forward?
I wish I could say yes to that, but I can't. I see no awareness within the Trump administration at this point of the agenda, of the large agenda that the United Nations has. And I should be really clear on this. The head of climate change 2 years ago said in a press conference in Europe, blatantly, pointedly, straight out, she said, we're going to replace capitalism
He
with
put a
green
grid
enterprise.
line up, and
Period.
I had made
With
put that
sustainable
video
development. This is an
on
economic
and left to
term.
go get
She
Paula,
said,
and I
we're
left
going
it
to
there for
replace
quite
it.
some
We have
time
an
in a
intention
row
to do
without
it.
moving
We
it.
have a
He put a grid
timetable,
line under
and we
there
have
and
the
proved
means,
that
and
this
we're going to
object
do it.
is
And she
moving.
made no bones about it. Now,
Is moving.
for
He did
anybody
a
that likes
fantastic job.
freedom and business and,
I've never
you
been,
have a business, whatever,
one to
those
ask
are
other
fighting
people to
words.
cover
That's
my
a,
videos,
that's a
but he
declaration
came
of
and asked
war
with respect
on the West.
and was
And
willing
I
to
see
not have
no
commercials
no
or
inkling
Fairborn on it,
whatsoever
and
that anybody
so,
within the Bush
friends,
the
that's an
the Trump
honorable
administration
man right there. Please go check out his
understands
channel and subscribe.
what the program really
Okay,
is,
look at this,
and
friends.
where
I
it's
want
come
you to
from
see
and
in
where
this
it's going.
picture.
I just don't see it.
This particular
I'm looking every
picture.
day, by the way. I want to see
How
it. I
much
really
is
do.
picked up.
I
Now-
want to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Look at
know.
all these little
I'm just
dots
hoping
and
and
bits
praying.
in here.
Now, when you say that
Look
they
at
want
all
to
that.
eliminate free enterprise, eliminate capitalism, and get rid of that, and replace it with sustainable development,
Look
what does
at
this
that,
sustainable
friends.
development program look like?
Wow.
Well, this is the essence of technocracy. This is why I wrote the book Technocracy Rising, to demonstrate that technocracy and sustainable development are essentially the same thing. It's warmed over doctrine from the 1930s. This is not new, but it's a resource-based economy, number one. Number two, it's based on energy, not on currency. Energy is the controlling factor for these people. So you see all of the cap and trade, the carbon credits, the carbon footprint stuff that's just everywhere you look today, right? This is all an expression of historic technocracy. And a resource-based economic system means, by the way, that the scientists and engineers will be the ones who control all of the resources on the planet. That's what they want. They want to control everything. So they say, well, we're going to control all the resources, and then we're going to control all the consumption as well. In other words, we're going to tell you what you can consume, according to our balanced model of resources. We'll tell you what you can consume,
is still
and we'll make sure you get that, at least that much.
So
and likely in the end you pay for it with some sort of energy currency.
Check out the color again.
We'll pay.
A resource-based economic system means, by the way, that the scientists and engineers will be the ones who control all of the resources on the planet.
Again, I did this
That's what they want. They want to control everything. So they say, well, we're going to control all the resources, and then we're going to control all the consumption as well. In other words, we're going to tell you what you can consume.
Back to where I was.
According to our balanced model of resources, we'll tell you what you can consume, and we'll make sure you get that, at least that much. And likely in the end you pay for it with some sort of energy currency rather than supply and demand type currency that we know today. So, if your grass is too big out there in your yard, I don't know what kind of grass, if you have grass, your yard is too big for your neighborhood, they figure, you're only allowed to have this square foot of lawn, you need to take some of that lawn out, or else we're going to penalize you, because your carbon footprint is too high.
Separate little objects.
This kind of micromanagement, it's hardly any other word that you can use for it. It's satanic. That's all I can say. It's just absolutely satanically inspired. And they're busy doing this all around the world and in America too. There's not one town or locality in America today that does not have some expression of this agenda, this United Nations agenda in it. And it continues to inundate every day. People, citizens, and local communities are still, by and large, sound asleep.
Wow.
That's changing a little bit. It is changing. There are some communities that are really engaged. But I'll tell you what, we need, as a community, as communities across America, we need to engage these people head on, nose to nose, take off the gloves,
you already know you have my permission,
name names,
so
take pictures, whatever,
free
and name and shame these people and say, look, this is America. If you want to destroy America, you go over to Afghanistan or something, you know? But you're not going to sit in here in our country and destroy our country from within with your anti-American policy.
Okay,
well, what do we need to say?
Next shot.
Right. I agree 100%. And here's the thing too, I mean, I think when you think of absolute power corrupts, absolutely, obviously, they've gone above and beyond that, and they want
some other kind of
an ultimately controlled, limited population. I know they want a depopulation, but here's the thing, it's all based on a lie. It's all based on the global warming sham, and so people are believing this, you know, lie, if you will, of global warming, cooling, or whatever they want to call it today, but they have that at the root, and they say, okay, the solution to the world ending, because that's what global warming will do, is that you switch the money of where you're sending your money into more green policies and sustainable development policies, and this gives them the ultimate authority over your life. But see, they're doing it in the name of saving the world. And see, this is what has a lot of people fooled, is a lot of people go on to this agenda. You know, I mean, there's obviously a fine line. I mean, we need to recycle, we need to take care.
But I think that, you know, people have a right to
we're going to mix it up with these people.
And I can't do that.
Amen. And that's why, too, I'm like attempting to possibly go myself, because last time I went to the other one you guys had, and I'm blanking. What was the name of that one? That
was the Freedom Force International Congress.
Yes, Freedom Force. Yeah.
Yeah, the title of the conference was An Inconvenient Lie.
Yes.
So I just want to get on.
No, it's an inconvenient truth, I think it was. So. But anyway, it's about global warming in general. It was a great conference.
It was, but that's how I met you and Debbie and Lord Monckton and multiple others. So if you guys can, it's a great thing to go to, and make sure you go to Patrick's website. I'll leave links below. Check out his book. And well, thanks again for tuning in, and make sure you guys share this everywhere. It is time to get the information out today and not tomorrow. Well, thanks again for tuning in. This is Lisa Heyman and Patrick Wood signing out.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. Let me do some contrast on this real quick, just a little bit. See what happens. Take down the mid-tone adjustment a little bit here. Oh, and what happened to those cratery looking things? I don't see it the same in this particular shot. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. This time there's like something looking like it's blocking.
Alright, good deal.
Some kind of thing right here that wasn't
Ladies and gentlemen, Paula and Becky, for the first time I've been here, this is like my second day, Paula, or something, and we just now got our cameras, friends. We just now getting out the cameras. Can you believe it? Well, together. I confiscated her camera the other night while she was asleep because it was on the tripod.
Okay, well, friends, I'm really curious of what you're saying when you see these other shots that have the extra light in them.
Yes, I am.
Well, all right, here.
I'll be right back.
Here we go. Boom! This is the shot. This is the original shot, friends. I have zoomed all the way up like I had before, trying to get.
Friends, we've been having a good time.
Really all I was seeing when I
having
was
time
taking
together.
pictures. I was seeing
and so we haven't done
a little
any of
bit
this
of
stuff.
extra light off to the side.
And we're also going over helping
had
Paula learn
lines
how
all
to use her
over it or
camera
something.
because she's also now
But
got
anyway,
the nighttime
so
full
look
pixel
at
at 30
friends.
like
I
I
have
do.
not added
So since I
any
already know how to
light,
use it,
no
I can help
contrast,
her
nothing.
learn a lot
This
faster.
is the original shot
And
as taken
we have things to learn
at
together
3:06 a.m.
for our upcoming
Okay.
plans.
So there was this one,
So anyway, I just wanted to get a
and then
quick shot of
next you can see
sky here.
still at 3:06 a.m.
I don't
I had
have
taken
my
2
tripod
shots in a row.
Well, I have it, but not.
Still,
it's
you
not
can
on here
see
right now.
brighter light out here,
Not
but
on here
not
right now.
as bright, not as bright as this one. And every picture was taken at 800 ISO, friends. I never changed my ISO the entire time. The entire time. In filming, it was also filmed in 800. In filming and in snapshots, it was on 800.
Look at that. That's pretty.
So how, you know, how this got to be so much brighter in these 2 shots, I don't know. But look at that, friends. You can see.
Anybody that remembers the Saturday morning cartoon thing knows the guy that comes up with at the end running up on his horse.
The
and
way
the-
it was when I
calls,
told you.
He calls the horse to him.
So you be the judge.
Oh yeah. Look at all this,
You be
friends.
the judge, friends. I'm gonna knock
What is
this out
today's
with
date
the
now? I've even forgotten.
color here.
It's like June. Oh, I got my cell phone right here.
Wowzers.
Oh,
and
no.
look, that blocking thing, that thing that was in that other shot, I think, is gone, or it's moved. Maybe this
On
is the
Monday,
object, and it was just kind of
June
moved or something, or
26th,
did something
2017.
different. But some of this stuff
This
seems
is
to
Becky
be
Lewis and
like a permanent
Paula
fixture the way
Gilly.
it is, and other
We
things
are
seem to be moving
in
around. Look, there's those dots
Sweet
again, too.
Home, Alabama.
There's all those dot things again.
Oh, friends, we've been having a good time though.
Come down.
Getting to know each other real good and talking about our plans. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now what are you on?
Look at that.
What setting?
Is that crazy?
Are you-
Look at that, friends. That is just the craziest
Paula,
thing. And whatever
what
all
is
these
it? Well, I
things
don't
are.
know. All right. Well,
Look at all that.
All that grayness is back.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
Look at that, friends. Is that crazy? Not a flying cheese sandwich, but maybe it is a flying campfire. Again, friends, go see Pete's video. You've got to see that. He did an excellent analysis, and that grid proves that this object was, in fact, moving. And go back to that final shot here. This is the final shot that I took before I went in, or before I went back to video, I believe it was, and then I believe I went in. I just can't remember exactly
You're looking
in what
at
order,
amazing
friends,
images
because I
from
was
the
so
far side of the
exhausted.
sun,
Paula and I had
the
been up
opposite
for
side of the
48
world.
hours
This is
with
on the
the
date of the
exception of
flare.
a teeny
Look at the
weeny
size
little,
of the
like,
sunspot.
couple-hour
It just
nap in
rotated
between, and
from
we both
facing
were
us on
exhausted,
Earth
and
to
I
this
wasn't
backside.
thinking.
Again,
Had I been
timestamp.
thinking clearly, I
23rd,
would have
same
stood and
satellite,
done
different
several
cameras.
shots in a row, friends.
Extremely powerful.
I didn't. I
Extremely
thought it was.
energetic. Now let's
I
look
don't
at
know
it
what I thought. I was in
today,
shock
because this thing is going to be coming around.
I can't
And we're
comprehend
going to
what
start
I'm
seeing
looking
it
at.
coming around the other edge.
I couldn't
around
comprehend it
August 1st.
then.
But there's
That's
something
why
that's
I kept
happening.
trying to shake Paula
And it's
away.
still
That's why I
venting
went and woke my
after
husband.
2 days, a
Because I
tremendous
just
amount of
couldn't
energy, like an
comprehend and couldn't
outgassing
accept
event
what I was seeing.
from this area. Now let's go
Whatever it is.
and look at it now. This
Am
is
I
today,
terrified
notice
of
the
this?
25th.
No, friends.
Still
I am
very
just
large, very
astounded
powerful.
and
It's
amazed
harder to
that
see.
I get to be here to see
These
these
magnetic
things.
rings, guys, that are
So
around that sunspot,
we
because
get to
Stereo A
see
is
this,
an
friends.
older satellite. It's been
Please
hit by
take
many
it for the
coronal mass
blessing.
ejections, and it's
The
just not as
blessing
clear
that it is.
as our Solar Dynamics Observatory
I mean,
from the other side. Very large indeed.
Really?
August 1st through August 2nd, we'll see it coming around
Wow.
towards us around August
Okay,
6th.
well,
It'll be
I'm
our
not
facing
the-
for about 12 or 13
Whoops.
days. We're going to have to
Thank
deal
you.
with it starting August 1st or the 2nd.
I'm gonna knock
This
the
is
color
this
out
is that
on this.
outgassing event that I'm talking about right here. A lot of times you'll see this happen after
Yeah,
coronal
we'll look
mass
at it, and
ejection,
then
maybe for
I'll
a
end this
full day.
video,
We're
and then
going now
friends,
into
please,
over
I'm gonna
48
make
hours.
another video
So
with
it was a
sky
powerful
filters
burst.
and
It was
stuff.
also
You've got to
telling
see
us it's a very powerful
You've just got
sunspot.
to see.
Large magnetic rings that are all around this thing.
Well,
Look at what it's capable of. but what happened, what caused it. We're going to look at some images from LASCO C2. This is C3. This thing went in all directions, and again, our couple of our satellites are picking up this energy now as it has wrapped around. Not only that, remember part 2, I'm going to go into why this energy could be blowing back from the sun. Remember, we're traveling forward. Our sun is traveling forward at 70,000 kilometers per hour.
I'm so sorry,
and the solar system is rotating around it like a giant spiral. We'll look at that. Look at the outgassing. Notice the 24th on your timestamp coming out of the top. Still there. Everything else is quiet.
There's other footage where
going
I did
into the 25th.
And
Outgassing
showed
is
it
still
even better
occurring.
than this.
Powerful blast, powerful system there. We're going to
So
look at
that's
it
it,
also
friends.
on LASCO
I'm
C2,
about done
which
with
gives
this
us
here
closer images.
until I put out that
Check
other
this
video
out, guys.
that I
Something
already
happened.
did before this
That's
one.
Mars, that tiny dot in the top
Because it does
left-hand
look
screen
different.
that you see coming in,
And
and that
different
took
things
the
were
brunt
brought
of this
out.
flare. It's occurring now. But I
just
paused it
did it
here,
differently.
1,800 hours on the 22nd,
You know.
because the next frame is
What
amazing.
can I say?
And I've looked at it very close from different
Great
close-ups. This is a very solid object that came, I'm not sure if it came from behind the
So let me
sun
go back to
or
one
on
of
this
these
side
other
of the sun.
shots
It's
here.
definitely behind the occulter disk on the satellite. It was not close to Earth. Check this out, guys. No matter how large you get it, it
Now that I've already
maintains its
messed with
shape.
everything,
I even
I'll have
changed
to
the
go
temperatures
close it out to
and the
get
contrast
my
to see if
colors
it
back.
would
Let me do
lure
that
out
real
with
quick.
the surrounding images. The sun, the energy being emitted to the right. And as I did that, it didn't do it, guys. It stayed solid. Now, what occurred? Did something hit our sun to cause that explosion? Does anybody, does it remind anyone of an angel pouring something out on the sun? Check this out. No matter what I did, the object remained solid. As you see the rest of the imaging start to distort out as I increase the contrast and change the color saturation, it is still there. I've watched these things for years and years and years. And again, this one is so amazing. Look at that, guys.
Shot number 2.
Then as we go into the next few frames, check this out. Bam. Did something hit our sun? Again, guys, in Ezekiel, when you talk in the book of Elijah,
contrast adjusted a little
they're
bit.
talking about these chariots of the gods, and they describe them as flying objects. The ancient civilization, every ancient civilization on Earth talked about the gods or the fallen
shot
angels.
Of this next shot, but this was zoomed up a
whatever
little bit,
we were seeing at different
just
times
cropped.
had some type of craft.
Okay, yeah.
We know that in Revelation that an angel pours out a vial upon the sun.
Okay,
This thing is going to be
second
coming
shot
around
that
in
I
a
took
week.
at a distance.
Check out stereo
and then
SETI images
zoomed
that are
up
coming now,
after
and now this blast.
Here's the shot.
And
zoomed
see
up a
that,
little
remember the
bit, right?
CME model had it going the opposite direction because it
And then
had
I
caught the
zoomed
first
back in.
burst. Very powerful indeed. Now, why would we be catching this energy on our satellites? Check this out today. The proton flux, guys, does not change unless we have a major event on the sun. We saw it when ISO come in. We saw it last week come up and rise for a couple of days. That line does not move unless there's extreme energy. The A satellite on the right has felt this burst. It has
And here at
come
306,
around the sun,
got this
and we are
bright
feeling
flash
it. Why?
of light
This is going to be an intro into
in and
part
of
2.
itself. I do
This
not
is
know
the
how my
basic
camera could
heliocentric
2 times in a
model
row
of our
catch a lot
universe.
more light without
There's our
changing the
Earth
ISO,
right there.
friends.
But the sun is
then
moving
the
forward
final
like a
shot.
comet, guys, at 70,000
And then that's it.
kilometers per hour.
So friends, I want to thank you
It's
so
dragging
much for being
the
patient,
solar
waiting
system
for
with
the
it
pictures.
behind it,
And if
just
you made it
as
through
the
this whole
comet
video,
drags.
well, bravo to you.
Agree with it
And
because
I'm
of its
sorry it took so
magnetic pull.
long, but
But
I
the solar
just wanted
system
to be
moves
able to
through
zoom
the
up and show you
spaces,
some
again,
details.
70,000 kilometers.
So, Pete,
This is really
I
how
look
it
forward
works.
to any
Now,
more analysis that you might have
The
on
sun
these
is in the
pictures, my
center.
friend.
It's moving at
And
70,000
friends,
kilometers
all of you,
per hour.
please go to Pete
And
WDH
everything is
Company,
being
his
dragged
channel,
and
and I
pulled
will link
behind
the
it.
video below that he already did the analysis.
Where will the
of
sun
the
end up? Why
original
is it being
video.
pulled into
So
the
please
center
check that out.
of the
And check
Milky
out
Way?
Paula Gilly's
Into the
channel,
giant black
friends,
hole?
if you want to
It's doing
see
it
where I was
70,000
standing,
miles.
you know, or where I was shooting.
The sun is like a
The
comet
video
dragging
that Paula
the
put
planets
out
in
from
its
when I
wake.
was there,
Now imagine
where she's aiming up in the sky and
the
there's the
potential
sunset
for
and stuff over
chaos
there and all
as
that. That
we
is where
travel through deep
the object
space,
was.
we
I mean, I
travel
was standing
through
down
giant
in the
pockets of
yard
gas,
instead of up on that
and imagine the
porch that we were
chaos
standing
that
on
can
when we were filming that.
created
So
by
anyway,
that
friends,
tail.
check it out.
But
Much love
one
to
thing
you
about
all.
this model that it is incorrect
Keep the peace,
is that
friends. Keep your
that
heart
gas tail
open.
coming out from behind
no
the sun
fear.
is not a straight line.
Please
It's
do
much
not
larger
hold fear
than
in
the
all of this.
planets that you
We are
see in
here
the
to see
blue
these
orbits.
magnificent,
And so as we're
astounding,
traveling through here and we see these
profound
far side
things
bursts,
that are
they're
given to
wrapping
us.
behind in what's called a
Much love to
heliotail.
all.
But that's going to be in part two. I may
Bye
get it
for
up tonight. It
now.
may be first thing in the morning. Very interesting indeed. But guys, I don't know what that was that we caught coming by the sun before the explosion. We do know that next week is going to be a week of an incredible sunspot facing our planet. It's a heads up. Be safe.
On August 21st, 2017, a rare solar event will turn a chance for millions of people across the United States to look up and witness what is being called the eclipse across America.
There it is. Here it comes.
Fanned out across the U.S., eclipse experts will explore and reveal some of the most exciting spots to observe.
Blake Cousins, Third Phase of Moon. Welcome back, everybody, from around the world. We are live, and it is June 16th, 2017, and I have a special guest tonight, and his name is Dr. Stephen Greer. He founded the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence in 1990 to create a diplomatic and research-based initiative to contact extraterrestrial civilization. In 1993, Greer founded the Disclosure Project, a non-profit research project with the goal to disclose to the public the government's alleged knowledge of UFOs and extraterrestrial intelligence and advanced energy and propulsion systems. The Disclosure Project was founded in an effort to grant amnesty to government whistleblowers willing to violate their secret oaths by sharing insider knowledge about UFOs. In October 1994, Greer appeared on Larry King's TV special, The UFO Cover-Up. And in 1997, along with other members of the CSETI, including the Apollo astronaut Edgar Mitchell, made a presentation at a background briefing for members of Congress. In 1998, Greer gave up his career as an emergency room physician in favor of the Disclosure Project. He has since released the documentary series detailing the work and hypothesis regarding extraterrestrial life, government cover-ups, and close encounters of the fifth kind. Now, he's out with his latest project called Unacknowledged. Unacknowledged delves deep into the UFO conspiracy, the cover-up. Well, it is my pleasure to bring on Dr. Greer. He's been doing this for a long time. You've heard of him. But you're about to hear questions that have never been before asked of Stephen Greer himself. What are we going to learn tonight? Well, it is going to be an exciting ride. Everybody, hang on. This is Third Phase Moon with Dr. Stephen Greer. Welcome to the show. How you doing, Dr. Stephen Greer? Good to have you on Phase of Moon.
Thank you. I'm glad I could be with you.
Wow, it's been a while. I think we spoke a few years ago. Partly, you've been on the show 3 times, but now you're out with a new project. I know you're working really hard getting the word out on disclosure and trying to find out about the extraterrestrial existence if we're ever going to be told by our government that they exist. There's a massive cover-up, but now we're into this new project of yours called Unacknowledged. Congratulations on that. Can you tell us what Unacknowledged is all about? What's this documentary all about, Dr. Stephen Greer?
Yeah, it's a documentary that we conceived of a little over a year ago, and we appealed to the public to support it.
Hi friends, this is Becky Lewis in Central Indiana, and today I am going to finally bring you these pictures from the night of the Alabama object capture on 6/26. First I want to make a quick clarification. In the video I said it was June 25th, but it was in fact June 26th because it was after midnight and I was looking at the wrong thing anyway, so it was about starting at 2:25 a.m. What you see here is the first still shot that I took, and then on the enlargement,
movement.
We have this. This has had a little bit of contrast done to it to bring out as much detail as
what
possible.
This is about is
and also, friends, before I go any further, I want to thank Pete WDHCo. I guess it's WDH company. I would like to thank very much for his analysis video that he did on my original video. So please go over to Pete WDH Company or WDHC with a small O. I will have that linked below. Friends, please go check that out. He did a fantastic job of proving that this object is in fact moving. So, okay, friends. Well,
project because it is a publicly supported
I hope you're sitting down.
Effort.
Let's go.
It's now 7 weeks. It's been #1 on iTunes.
This is the first shot close up.
They could pull it off.
That I took.
They could definitely pull it off.
That was
right
zoomed
now,
in all
they
the
have
way.
The technology to
And the reason I'm doing this through
form,
my picture manager thing is so that I can
they have
zoom
the
in
absolutely.
and do
it's
some lighting
seamless,
and
you
stuff
can
like
never
that.
tell the
Friends,
difference.
this is going to be a
If
longer
they do
video.
have a false
I
flag
just can't do
invasion,
it
they're
any
going to use
sooner
one
if
of
you want to
these.
see
This is
stuff
the
all
Hudson
zoomed
Valley
in.
Boomerang. This is
Now look at
1982 to
this,
1989. Over 25,000 eyewitnesses reported this craft. They can use the saucers, the cigars, the pyramids, the triangles as a united coalition.
I mean,
and
from
that's
this
how
shot,
they're going to do it. We're talking
almost
about
looks like
150 to
a bunch of
172
crystals or
feet
something
across
like
for the
that. It
wingspan,
reminds
which
me
is
of
the
a
identical
crystal
wingspan of the
for
B-2
some
stealth
reason.
bomber. So the question we need to ask is,
as you
was
can
some
see,
of that
friends, it goes
22.4
further out,
billion
and there's
used
just
on
a
the
lot
B-2
of
poured into this program? It's the
smaller
exact same
stuff
time
on
frame
out.
when they power up and when they
I just wanted you
accelerate.
to see some of this
It looks
zoomed
like a
in
spark
and all
off a
that
grinding
instead
wheel,
of
and you
just
could
going
never
picture
know
to
the difference.
picture.
So if they
Because
wanted
this
to
is
hoax
just
an alien invasion, they could do it,
astounding,
and they
friends.
could do it in a way that's
Absolutely
100%.
astounding. And we get to be here for
And
it.
it's really become a phenomenon around the world.
Isn't that amazing?
And
There's
people say, where'd you get this
so
name,
much.
unacknowledged? And I said, well,
So,
it's the
so
first
much.
word
Okay, well,
in
let me get
a
on to the next
classification
picture.
of projects that are known as
Friends, I'm going to have to do a
unacknowledged
separate video
special
after this with the
access
different
projects.
filters and things
And
because
that
as it
stands
is,
for
it takes a while to go through these
USAP.
pictures.
And
so,
USAPs
actually, I
are
don't want to
projects
go to the next picture
that
yet.
are
I would
run
like
so
to.
secretively that if you're not in the
I would like
compartment
to
or
do
the
some
section
color
working on it,
change on this.
you will not be
I don't
told
want to
about
use
it.
color.
It
I'm just
matters
going
to
to
the
take down the
president
saturation
or
completely
Senate
so we can
Intelligence
get,
Committee or
in essence, a
even
black
a
and white
general
shot
at the
here.
Pentagon. And people do not understand that these kind of projects are going on all the time. And we explain in this documentary how the secret government is working and the extent of it,
Okay, now
what
I do
they're
want to go back
hiding
and
from
take
the
down
public,
some light and
and
do
also, more importantly,
contrast and all
how
that.
they're doing
See.
it, why.
Roswell was not the beginning.
See if it shows
It was a
anything.
turning point.
We just dropped 2 bombs on a country. We had a test
And friends,
of that
please
bomb a few
excuse
months
the whining
earlier,
sound
a
in
few
my
weeks
computer.
earlier
I'm
in New
working on trying to
Mexico.
get on a
This
different
probably was
computer, so I don't have
observed
all
by
that.
these aliens somewhere, whether they were doing reconnaissance back then
Which is
or
why
how they
it's
had
going for a
figured it
little
out.
contrast. Now
So they came here
right back
to
up.
observe and try to figure out
Wow.
what the heck was that.
At the time of the crash, shortly after the detonation of the first atomic weapons, Roswell was the only nuclear-armed squadron in the world.
Sorry
If
for
you
the silence,
accept the
friends. This is
multidimensional theory,
kind of a shocker.
it's highly likely that we've done a
This
hell
is
of a lot
my
of damage.
third
In
attempt at
somebody
this
else's
video,
world, they might
friends.
have even
Third
done more
attempt.
damage than we
The
did
first
here.
2, I was not near
The
as calm
underlying theme
and going through
that connects
this
most of the
because
Disclosure
it was
Project
just,
case files
so
is the
amazing,
fact that
so
these close
astounding.
encounters
And I do
tend
have
to
other
occur
video that I had
near
already
our
put
nuclear
together and all
facilities,
that, but it was just so long.
suggesting that these
but friends,
visitors
there's just
are
no way I
deeply
can do this in any
concerned with
less
our
time.
hostility
There's so much here.
and the
There's so much
existential
here.
threat that we
So I'll do
pose
the
to
filters and
ourselves
stuff
and others
on the next video.
once we learn
But look at that.
to split the atom.
I might also make the original video that I did available without the sound, just because there's different things that I did in that I,
to what end or what
you never do
purpose
things
would
twice
the government want to keep this secret?
the same exact way.
This is
So, but
something
anyway,
that's a central
okay,
point
fine,
of
so
what we're
let me
trying to
get to the
answer in
next
the movie.
picture. There's
That
just so
back
much.
the day before 9/11, ironically,
I may even
the
pause
Professor
this
Condon
and restart to add more
had
to it.
him removed
So,
because he was bringing
shot.
this positive proof and
That was
evidence
an enlargement.
to the panel. And Professor
anyway,
Condon actually went to the chairman
so
of McDonnell Douglas and tried to get Dr. Wood fired. And, this is in his, and of course, luckily, James McDonald liked, Mr. McDonald liked Dr. Woods enough that he did not fire him, but he was removed from the Condon Commission because he wasn't saying what they wanted to hear, which was that it was all poppycock. So all this is sort of an expose of how the intelligence community and counterintelligence community works. And then, the trillion-dollar question is, for what purpose? Why are they doing this? And that's kind of the last chapter in the movie and also the book, where we talk about how they're wanting to eventually set up a false flag operation to hoax an alien threat, as Werner von Braun said.
There is no color added whatsoever. This is the color that my camera picked up when I snapped these pictures.
For example, the Air Force intelligence officer, when I pressed him, admits that the government and some of the operations he has been involved with and knows about personally have staged alien abduction and host alien events to scare the hell out of people. And the purpose of that
we cannot be living in fear of every single thing out there.
Two things. Confused between real fear,
you'll miss all the
and the ones the government are very
mind-blowing things that we get to see.
And number two, to create the psychological warfare underpinning to support this agenda of a false flag. And when I asked very pointedly, INW, which is the proper military term, a deceptive indication that look alien, that are not,
this one has already been enlarged and had a little light and contrast adjusted on it.
They had people who had various deformities or were of small stature or what have you, and that they would put on different things that will come in to get an understanding of how these covert operations people who have followed the weekend of the 23rd, 24th, 25th at the 8th conference, and we'll be doing a Canadian premiere of the film, and I'll be doing a Q&A after, and also I'll be doing a workshop on Sunday for 4 hours. So if you're in Canada and want to come to that, I hope to see you there. And if you can't, we're going to webinar it online. And information about that is on our website, SeriousDisclosure.com. So for people who can't come to Toronto, we can meet up there.
Well, Dr. Greer, it's been my pleasure, and it's been quite insightful. I've heard things that I haven't heard before, so this is what we like right here at Third Phase Moon. You be safe, you keep in touch, and we look forward to speaking with you again in the near future, Dr. Greer. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, everybody, that was Dr. Greer. Stay tuned for more updates right here on Third Phase Moon, and I wanted to thank Jim Martin from the Orchard Entertainment, Orchard. Jim Martin, thanks for setting this up, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have had Dr. Greer on our show tonight. So, quite incredible. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies, and if you see something incredible, get that camera and have a steady hand and proceed to film whatever you see and submit it to us right here at Third Phase Moon. Be safe, everybody. Blake Cousins,
I may go through
Third Phase of Moon.
and do some work on these pictures so that you can see these different things and see the movement. So, and again, I still have the video to do to show you the filters, friends. I just won't have time today because I'm trying to
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Elbers, Planet X researcher and professional physicist, and today I'd like to discuss with you another one of my articles, and this one is about white dwarfs and brown dwarf stars. Now, brown dwarf stars are a lot like white dwarf stars, as they have quite a few of the characteristics of white dwarf stars, as we will see. But here I would like to add that whenever I thought of brown dwarfs, and I had to add the word brown dwarf star, and that will become clear as we go on why. Whenever I thought of brown dwarf or brown dwarf stars, I thought of what I had learned as a student in a stellar evolution course. And to me, brown dwarf stars were then and have always been cooled down white dwarf stars. In other words, the
Wow. Just wow. Take down the mid-tone or the saturation on that all the way. A little tiny bit of contrast. And Kitty's coughing. Poor little girl. She's been outside last couple of days, breathing those chemtrails, friends. Even my cats go through coughing. Well, the two I have left now, she's the only one that goes outside. But, okay, well, next shot. Last couple of days, breathing those chemtrails, friends. Okay, friends, here's yet another one. This might be the copy of the one from before here.
Because everybody's asleep and I'm wide awake. I'm at Paula's house and I have no idea what I'm looking at, friends. It sure the heck isn't like, unfortunately I'm turned around and oh, there's the Big Dipper over there to the right of this, which I know you're not going to be able to see in this camera because I have the same exact camera as Paula, but look how red that is, friends. Now normally I would say, oh look, it might be Mars, but it's down low on the horizon. Wow, there's something blinking over there. What the heck is that? Probably an airplane. Because everybody's asleep and I'm wide awake. I'm at Paula's house. And I have no idea what I'm looking at, friends. It sure the heck isn't like... unfortunately, I'm turned around. And, oh, there's the Big Dipper over there to the right of this, which I know you're not going to be able to see in this camera. Because I have the same exact camera as Paula, but look how red that is, friends. Now, normally I would say, oh, look, it might be Mars, but it's down low on the horizon. Wow, there's something blinking over there. What the heck is that? Probably an airplane. Where'd it go? Yeah, that's probably an airplane. But anyway, the Big Dipper is right where I'm pointing. So that would be North Star up there. So whatever this is over here is just slightly northwest. But I want you to see this object. So it's pretty low on the horizon still. I mean, not low on the horizon, but anyway, whatever it is, I've never seen it before, and it's so bright, it was flashing, and it caught my attention, but it's not going anywhere, and it's too big when I zoom in to be something like Mars. I mean, I can just zoom right in, friends, and what in the world? This is on Paula's tripod, so I'm not used to it here. Please excuse me while I get there. Friends, I can zoom so close into that thing that it disappears in the screen. Look at that. And I know some of that is due to needing to adjust. Sorry, now I knocked it out. Hang on. But even when I leave it still for a long time, and you can look, you can see from a distance how red this object is. I mean, just what in the world? I don't know, Paula. You're sound asleep in your bed, and I'm using your camera, girl. Friends, what in the world is that? I can't believe I can zoom that far into it, and it doesn't do anything like to adjust, shrink back down. It's just pulsating. And oh my gosh, I don't even know what time it is. Well, it'll have to be in the timestamp because I'm just don't have a clue. It's like after 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't have my cell phone with me, and I'm not wearing a watch. So, okay, friends, well, I'm going to end this and try to get some snapshots. Probably restart. Friends, this is too unbelievable. This is just too unbelievable to be true. I tried to wake Paula up. I can't get her awake. Friends, this is not behind anything. It's up in the sky. There's no trees. There's no clouds. Look at this thing. Look at it. What in the heck, friends? Oh my freaking gosh. Look at that thing. It's like a Christmas tree in the sky. Friends, I am just going to let that record for a minute. I have got to try again to go wake Paula up. This is just too unbelievable. Look at that thing. I want to zoom in. Okay, well, I guess I'm zoomed in all the way. Friends, that is not behind anything. There is not a cloud in the sky. Not a cloud in the sky. I hope it doesn't go out of view before I get back, but I just have to let that record. I gotta try and wake Paula up again. Oh my gosh. And there's not that much battery left on this. Friends, I will stay up and watch this as long as I can. Oh my gosh. Okay. Back soon. Okay, still recording. Oh my gosh, friends, this is on. Dang it, I've got the neighborhood dogs going. Shoot. What in the world, friends? Go on. No, go on. Go on. Go on. Go on, puppies. No. Here it still is. Those dogs are just standing out here. I'm shaking like a leaf, scared half to death, but I don't dare move. Well, I'm zoomed all the way in. This time I don't have as good of a lock on it because I moved the camera. Those dang dogs. They're still standing here. Friends, I don't know what the deal is with this. I'm going to restart again. Okay, it's June 25th, 2017 at 2:38 a.m. And again, friends, this is Becky Lewis, and I'm in Alabama using Paula Gillies' camera. She also has the Nikon Coolpix L830, like I do. And I do not know what this object is, friends, but I need to go get my own camera and get some of this recording. This is just unbelievable. So I'm zoomed in all the way. So, friends, I just want to let that run. Oh my gosh, I don't know what the deal is with this thing.
Bye.